Hey, what's going on? So today I want to talk about how I broke my habit of hitting snooze. It was a habit for years and it really bothered me and I wanted to break it. And I know a lot of people listening to this, they've been hitting snooze for a long time. They want to stop that habit as well, or they know someone who wants to break their habit of hitting snooze. And I want to share two key things that I did that allowed me to break it almost immediately. And for those who don't know who I am, my name is Luke Briggs. I am the owner of the Total Life Fitness Academy. We specialize in helping parents and busy professionals lose body fat, build muscle, and have more energy. I've been a coach for over 10 years and have worked with nearly 3,000 clients. Also, really quick, it would mean the world to me if you could give this podcast a 5-star rating and review. Just take 20 to 30 seconds right now. Pause this episode. If you're not driving, just go on your phone, scroll down on the episode, click write a review, and then it helps the show grow and reach more people. And if you don't like the show, you don't have to rate it, and that's fine. So how did I break my habit of hitting snooze? So a few years ago, I would hit the snooze button literally every day. So this is kind of funny, but I would have a phone alarm, I would have a watch alarm, and I would have my regular alarm clock. And I would literally have like 4 alarms going off. So I would, whatever time I set my phone for, that would go off first. And then I would intentionally have my watch go off 5 minutes later. And then I think I would half the time forget to then turn my phone off. So my phone alarm would go off again. And then I'd turn that off. And then my regular alarm clock went off a few minutes later. And my wife's sitting there beside me. I mean, because a lot of times I woke up before her and it would just drive her insane. And it really wasn't fair to her. And it really wasn't fair to me either, because I was not only bugging the crap out of her, but I was literally wasting 20 or 30 minutes every single morning hitting snooze. And I was starting my day on a bad note because I kept, then all of a sudden it would be super late and I would end up in reactive mode because I didn't get up in time. And it caused me, just like I said, to feel rushed. So to overcome hitting snooze, I just decided at some point, I got to change this. And I followed 2 rules at first. So the first rule that I followed was I gave myself something to look forward to when I woke up. I'm a huge fan of personal development. So I gave myself permission to listen to an inspiring podcast right away after getting up. I had a number of podcasts that I listened to at that point, and I would just listen 10, 15, 20 minutes to one of them. And if you like this podcast, maybe this podcast would be a good one to listen to for you. But it changed the association in my head with getting up as something that's negative. Oh, it's painful. I don't like it. I hate it. And now the association was, hey, I get to get up and do something that I enjoy, which for me, I decided was listening to a podcast. Now, the second thing that I did was, as soon as I woke up, I would count to 5 and I would force myself out of bed within 5 seconds. I think I got this from Mel Robbins' 5-second rule book. The longer I sat in bed, the more likely I knew it was that I would start negotiating with myself. I would, lie back and then I could get up, but I'm so comfortable. I'll just fall back asleep. I'll get up next snooze. And then 10 minutes goes by, 20 minutes goes by, 30 minutes goes by, and pretty soon I've wasted time again. So what I did was, just as soon as I got up, I started counting to 5. Before I got to 5, I had to get my feet on the ground. Then I stood up, then I went in the bathroom, then I turned on the light, and then I was up. And it's really just getting over those first couple minutes. And even to this day, every time my alarm goes off, I always never want to get up, but I get up anyways because it's just who I am and it's just what I do. When my alarm goes off, I get up. So now when I get up, I put my feet on the ground, turn my alarm off, go to the bathroom, turn on the light. I turn on one of the lights, not the full light. So I kind of gradually wake up, brush my teeth, weigh myself, etc. And then it allows me to just start the morning in a better place because I've kept my first promise to myself that I would get up. And in reality, there was actually a third thing I did, which was just that I made a decision that I wasn't going to tolerate hitting snooze anymore. So if you're struggling right now, I just made a decision. I just decided I'm not going to tolerate this for myself anymore. So I did it right away. So if there's something that you want to do, like breaking the habit of snooze, don't wait till next week, don't wait till next month, just do it tomorrow morning. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're not going to feel ready. Just do it once. And then all of a sudden you have momentum. And then you do it a second day. And then you do it a third day. All of a sudden you've got momentum on your side. Think about what is something that you looked forward to? What is something that you could spend 5, 10, 15 minutes on in the morning that just kind of gets you in the habit? Now, personally, I don't need something that I look forward to right away in the morning because it's just who I am. It's just a part of what I do. And then I just get started on other things right away. Today, it never even crosses my mind to hit snooze. And I'm not here to bash anyone who hits the snooze button. It's our personal choice. For me, something that really hit home was when I heard a mentor of mine say something like to the effect of, deciding whether to hit the snooze button is your first decision of the day. And when you hit snooze, you're telling yourself you'd rather have an extra 10 minutes of mediocre sleep than get it started on your most important action step of the day and impact the world. If your first decision of the day is breaking a promise to yourself, you've already started the day on a negative note. Start with a win. Don't hit snooze. Another habit I've added since is I don't check social media or email for the first 30 minutes of the day. I wake up in proactive, not reactive mode. Because if I wake up, start scrolling on my phone, checking Facebook, all of a sudden 20 minutes later, I don't even know what's happened. Who here does that in the morning, right? You get up and then you have the Facebook death scroll where it's just like, scrolling, Instagram, email, news, and all of a sudden 30 minutes have gone by. It's like, oh crap, now I got to go, I'm late. We've all done that before, right? So I do not check social media or email for the first 30 minutes because might see like an email that triggers you and you're like, oh gosh. Like if it's a problem then, it's still going to be a problem 30, 60 minutes later. Like you don't need to wake up and immediately have all these problems, right? Allow yourself to wake up, feel relaxed, be proactive about your day. So here are several things that not hitting snooze has helped me accomplish over the past few years. And it's been about 4.5 years now for me that I haven't hit snooze, probably a little bit more. It's just being more productive in the morning. Number one, I drink more water now. I go for more walks. I do a 10-minute walk every single morning now. So I just get some more daily movement because I tend to sit a lot during the day. Even though I'm a fitness coach, a lot of what I do is sitting, with calls, creating content like this. And it just allows me to make more time for just a number of things. Number two is it really helped me even to get my business off the ground because I had more time to work on it. I see a lot of people starting side hustles or starting businesses or things like that, and they're always complaining about they don't have time for it. If you have an extra 20, 30 minutes of the day, you're going to have more time for things like that as well. And for number three for me was for a period of time, like getting my workouts in each morning. Because I used to not think that I was a morning person. I would only work out during the day or at night, but I realized that that was a lie and I could work out in the morning. And once I started working out in the morning, I was able to get it done right away. And then I didn't have to think about it later in the day because later in the day, stuff always comes up. And if you are right now, you're like, I'm a night workout person and it works for me and you always do it, by all means, keep doing it. If you're struggling to work out, that's something that really worked for me. So for you, things that not hitting snooze and getting an extra 20, 30 minutes each day could do for you is, number one, spending more time with your kids each day. I remember I had a former client who I was talking to her about this, and she was like, that really resonated with me, the steps that you talked about. And she then had like 15 more minutes with her kids each morning. And if right now, like, let's say your kids get up at 6:30 and you're getting up at like 6:30, 6:45 because you're hitting snooze. What if you got up 15 minutes earlier, you got up at the same time, and then you spent those first 15 minutes, just those precious 15 minutes with you and your kids? Or working out. You say you don't have time for 30 minutes of working out, but if you're waking up, you're hitting snooze, and then you're scrolling on your phone, there's your 30 minutes right there. Get up, get to work. While you're working out, you can listen to music that pumps you up, get your headphones on, Spotify, iTunes, whatever it is that you listen to. I personally just always listen to YouTube. But yeah, making more time for working out. Number three, just having more time for yourself. Like, how valuable would it be to wake up 10 to 30 minutes earlier and just have more quiet time for yourself to do whatever you wanted? If you like sewing, or if you like reading a book, whatever it is, just some quiet time to yourself. Or number 4, even prepping meals for the day. That way you already have your food ready to go, so you're not waking up and then feeling like you don't have time to get your meals ready, or prepping your kids' meals, or doing something nice for your spouse, whatever it is. It would just give you more time for things like that. So in summary, the 2 things that I did that really helped me break the snooze habit were, number 1, I gave myself something to look forward to when I woke up, which for me was a personal development podcast, because it changed the association of waking up from being something negative to something positive. Number 2, as soon as I woke up, I would count to 5. I would force myself out of bed within 5 seconds, because the longer I sat in bed, the more likely I knew I was to start negotiating with myself. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. If you have a friend or know someone who's also struggling with hitting snooze, make sure to share this episode with them. If you'd like to connect further, I have links in the show notes, and we will chat soon.